Today we're going to talk about the Wind Arachne Special Expedition. This is a lot easier than like Arachne. I'm going to tell you the best free-to-play team to use. If you like my videos and like my content, hit the sub button, hit the like button, hit that bell ding-a-dingy thing so you know when I post a video. Let's go, baby. Tip of the day. I've talked about this before as another tip of the day. Now with TOA reset, you need to make sure you only do 10 floors at a time. You get a new special room every 10 floors. These special rooms drop LD scrolls, they drop legendary scrolls, regular mystical scroll pieces, all types of crap that you really want to have. So you can summon, get new monsters, get some new dupes, increase your power level. If you are autoing 1 to 200, you're missing out on a ton of rewards. I know it's tedious, but it's something you gotta do. If you 1 to 200 TOA normal and then 1 to 200 TOA hard, you get 2 special rooms. If you do 10 floors at a time on normal and hard, you get 40 special rooms. Also a quick reminder, in Spires, every single floor you do in Celestial Spire and any of the element floors, they count towards TOA special room floors. The more you know. Alright, Wind Arachne Special Expedition. It's important to do these. Transcendence pieces, research logs to craft skill books, and it drops skill books, and it drops runes, and it drops magic core, and it drops gold. If you're not doing this daily, I feel sorry for you. You obviously want to do the best level you can. For like correctly, I could only do level 3 on auto 100%. Plus, I wasn't going to manual 50 stages of level 4. But Wind Arachne is a much easier dungeon, and you can farm it no problem. I'm going to tell you what monsters to use for Cleef, Kina, and Orbia. But let's start with our girl, shall we? The main key things about Wind Arachne Special Expedition. You need a Fire Warrior monster, and then you can bring anything else. First and foremost, change your summoner whenever it's Orbia, Cleef, or Kina to fire. Bringing this to fire will increase your power level, plus you take less damage. Just do fire. Doesn't matter. Now the best free-to-play unit for a Fire Warrior, you automatically get them, and that's Fire Lizard Man. He's good in many different dungeons. The reason that Fire Lizard is good, he has crit resistance, he has beneficial block effect, which isn't really truly needed here. He also has crit rate down and applies a poison. He's defensive base, you build him tanky with some accuracy. If you really have really good runes, you can put crit rate and crit damage on him. I'm not extremely invested. 5-star purple runes. He's not max skilled, he's close to it, and he's only awakening 5. But he will help mitigate the amount of damage that Wind Arachne does. Now going forward, because we have 3 summoners to talk about, on each team you're going to want 2 damage dealers. For Orbia, you are already 1, so you need a second. And the second best free-to-play monster, and I hope you didn't reset him like everybody told you to, but it's Karambit. And the reason that Karambit is good is because of his basic attack. Wind Arachne has high defense, and if you build him proper with high attack speed, he ignores 40% of the enemy's defense when that procs on his basic attack. Karambit is still a great PvE option for a lot of places. He's not your burst type of monster. He is your consistent damage per second type of damage dealer. You build him high attack speed, high precision, high crit rate, high crit damage. He's good in this dungeon. He's good in Foggy Prison still. He's still good in White Shadow Castle. He's great in Naraka, especially on the Bremis phase. He's just not a PvP monster anymore. And he's free in your monster book, just like Fire Lizard. Now there's 2 other ways you can go about this. It really depends on you. Now the last free-to-play option for Orbia would be Bastet. You put her as a soul link and you spam her second skill. So Bastet will give me the attack power that I need for Karambit, shields for the whole team, and we'll just watch them do their work. Make sure that you have it just on the second skill, and we'll just watch how it does. Fire Lizard Man will do his thing, Karambit will do his thing. He's got crit rate down, we got poisons, we got dots, we got a whole lot of stuff going on, okay? The main big issue with Wind Arachne is her applying poisons and her ads. However, it's not a big deal. Even if my fire lizard dies, it's totally okay. It's This is just so much easier than Light Shrekly. And for anyone that thinks like, hey, your Orbia is gonna be way better than mine or whatever, I'm using 5-star Unawakened gear. All this gear here is pretty much from Foggy and White Shadow Castle. There's some Naraka in there, but it's purple. It's all about the stats. This is by far super free to play friendly because there's Fire Lizard in the monster story, there's Fire Raven in the monster story, Bastet you can use on the selective summon, or you got her in the event. If for some reason you don't have Bastet, you change to Chloe and you can try out a 3-star monster called Helia. You use Chloe as the soul link so she spams her invincibility. As you can see here, we're just gonna do this and do it again, just with different options. Gonna use Helia because you can't use any wind monsters for Shannon because the attack buff is huge. If you don't have an attack buff, then you definitely want defense break just to do as much damage as possible with your Orbia. Okay, Chloe's doing her thing non-stop, applying invincibility. You are using Orbia, getting that element mana cost up. It's as easy as that. If you don't have Chloe or Helia or Bastet or Karambit and you're free to play and you still can't find a team to do it, you're just not ready for level 4 yet. Farm level 3. I had to do it the whole last season of Light Shrekly and I'm perfectly okay. Now if you're a Cleef main, as Cleef you're that frontline tank, but you still need a Fire Warrior. Igmanodon is still a good choice, but my second best pick for Cleef users is Fire Imp Champion Pyro. Pyro can be used in Seal as well, but Pyro can put out a little bit more damage. I still think Fire Lizard is better for this special expedition because of the crit rate down and the poison, but really it's up to you. For a warrior, Pyro can hit pretty good if you build him like a nuker, and he has the burns and the chance to apply a bomb as well. Now of course guys, if you have a Fire Monkey King, then you obviously use this. But Fire Imp Champion or Fire Lizard Man for Cleef, then you can either go Chloe Karambit or Bastet Karambit. And for Kina, I would go a straight nuke team, Helia, Fire Raven, Fire Lizard, making sure your Fire Lizard is as tanky as possible. Kina will keep him healed up and give the attack buff. And with Kina, since you have attack buff, you can bring in Helia for a defense break and let your main nuker, whether that's Fire Raven, Fire Acelia, Sekhmet, whatever, the attack buff plus the defense break and damage up substitutes for that second damage dealer, which I feel like Kina is probably the hardest to do on this special expedition. The other option you could do if you don't have Fire Raven anymore is bring Lyn. Hopefully you have the bonus if you're maining Kina. Mine's only 53, but with the attack buff and you have the ranged and Lyn, the defense break and the damage taken up from Helia, and then Fire Lizard with the crit rate down, I feel like you could probably get it done pretty quickly if your Lyn is runed right. But if all else fails, bring in Chloe and bring in Fire Raven. I feel like this team for sure would be able to beat Special Expedition level 4. The thing with Kina though is you gotta understand with Kina and with Chloe, and because you're Kina, you're in the back line as well, and Chloe will only run to you for invincibility. So if you have too many frontline melee damage dealers, they're not going to get invincibility. So ranged players with Kina is a little bit better, and just have the frontline tank monster of Fire Lizard just in range to get the heals and the invincibility, and you bring in a ranged unit like Lyn. Or if you have Sekhmet, Fire Acelia is probably your best free-to-play unit for Kina for this dungeon. Just keep Fire Lizard alive and you'll be fine. That's it for today's video. Just a reminder, I am in Mexico, sitting on a beach, hopefully drinking something, but I'm still pushing content out there pre-recorded for you, putting in some hours today. If you like this video and like all my content, sub, like, ding ding bell. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.